everybody and welcome back to my channel. So I've sat down probably once a week since mid-December to try to film a blue cut crease with the NYX In Your Element water palette. And each time I've gotten up frustrated because for whatever reason, blue eyeshadow is like my Achilles heel when it comes to makeup, and it is so frustrating. But this isn't a palette issue, this is a Jill has a hard time blending out blue eyeshadow issue. And I'm the kind of person that obsesses over things until I feel like I've gotten it right. So hopefully this is the final time that I'm going to be sitting down trying to film this blue cut crease with this palette. But today I'm going to be using the NYX In Your Element water palette with the NYX Ultimate Brights palette to create a dramatic blue cut crease look. I'm honestly not positive if this is still on sale. I know when I got it, it was on sale on the NYX website for $15 when originally it was $30. But you don't have to have this palette to make this look work. Any blue shadow will work for this one. Also, my order of operations is going to be a little bit different today, and I'm going to do my eyes before anything else because this palette does have some fallout to it. I don't want to mix blue eyeshadow with my foundation and concealer and just make my under eyes dark and blue, and that would be no good. When you conceal your under eyes, you're concealing that blue that makes your eyes dark, and so with blue fallout mixing into your concealer and foundation, that brings back everything that you try to conceal. Alright guys, I'm going to do my brows off camera real quick and I'll be right back. Alright, so this is definitely one of those looks that's kind of crazy until foundation and lashes are on, so hang in there with me. We're going to start with the NYX Ultimate Brights palette, and we're going to take these two shades right over here, and I'm just going to start working those into my crease. And I'm taking my time building this up and blending it. I really like the NYX Ultimate Brights palette, however, it is a little bit on the difficult side to blend stuff out with. So it just takes a little bit of extra love and care, just working that upwards and blending that all out. And now I'm taking this super vibrant blue shade from the NYX In Your Element water palette. And with the Morphe M506, I'm just working that into my crease just a little bit lower than that first shade. And I'm bringing that all the way across as well. And I'm packing that on my outer V and then working the excess into my crease. I'm going to bring that all the way across. And I'm going to kind of flick that out just a little bit too. And when we put foundation and concealer on later, it's going to be pretty easy to clean up that edge, so have no fear. I find with this blue that when you put it down, it is super pigmented, but then when you blend it out, you lose some of that pigmentation. So I am really packing this on and building it up. I'm going back with that first blending brush and blending that out. And now I'm going in with this shade right over here. And with that same Morphe M506, I'm just laying that down in my outer V, and I'm not dragging this one all the way across. And I'm going to blend that out just a little bit again. And to cut my crease, I'm going to be using some Kat Von D Lock-It Concealer and a Sigma E58 brush, which is my favorite to cut my crease with. And I am just making kind of a new crease because my eyes are hooded. I don't really have a prominent crease. And I'm just cutting that right up to about right there. Gotta stop talking for just a second so I can focus on this and not mess it up. And I'm just gonna blend that out with my finger just a little bit. And where I cut my crease out, I'm gonna be taking this shade right here, and I'm really packing that on top of that concealer. And with this lightest shade right here, I'm gonna go over top of that and put that right in the inner corner, just to give it a little bit of a highlight. And now with some of that blue from my crease, I'm going right over top of that metallic shade and blending that into the lid. This gives it a little bit of a gradient. And with the NYX In Your Element Fire palette, I'm just taking this dark black shade right here. And I'm taking that black and deepening up the outer V with it. And now I'm just going back and forth between the black and my transition shades just to give it the blend that I want. With this look and with these colors, it's a lot of going back and forth and just blending and trying to make sure you're as careful as possible so that things just don't go all over the place. And one more time, I'm taking that lightest transition shade and just going top of that edge And now with this shade right here, I'm going to give myself a nice icy brow bone highlight. And I'm just putting that right underneath my brow bone. I went ahead and wiped off the excess fallout and primed my lower lash line, and I'm just taking that shade from my lid and running that along my lower lash line. And I'm just going over the top of that with some of that blue from my crease. I'm going to be using some of that bright teal shade for my inner corner. And I don't have any NYX eye pencils, so I'm going to be using this one from Makeup Forever in the shade S20. Alright guys, I'm going to pop on some lashes and I will be right back. So 10 years have come and gone and I finally got this eye to match this eye, so it's time to move on to foundation. And I'm running pretty low on my favorite Nyx Cosmetics foundation, so I'm going to use an old favorite, and this is my Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation in Y325. And I'm going to take about 2 pumps of that. And I've already removed all of the excess blue fallout from my face so that doesn't get blended into my foundation. But I'm just dotting this all over my face, and dotting your foundation on is completely unnecessary, but I'm going to do it right now just so I can be a little bit more careful about where I'm blending so I don't blend over my eyeshadow, which would not be good. And I'm just dotting this everywhere, and I am taking this Tarte brush and blending over everything. I'm being very careful around my under eye area so I don't blend away that eyeshadow, and right around my inner corner I'm being careful also. I almost always like to do foundation before eyeshadow, but with these blues you almost have to do your foundation afterwards, otherwise you're going to get all of that blue into your foundation and it's just going to be a bad time. And for concealer, I'm using my Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer, and I'm putting that in my under eye area but underneath where my eyeshadow is. So I don't want to mess that up. This is where doing concealer and foundation after my eyes kind of freaks me out. Running that down my nose and on my forehead, and then also on my chin and the sides of my mouth and the sides of my nose. And I'm just blending all of this out with a Kat Von D Lock-It concealer brush. And now around my eyes I'm being really careful because I don't want to mess up that eyeshadow. I'm kind of feathering that concealer in. I'm not doing any crazy blending motions, so I'm just kind of patting it almost. And right when I get up to my eyeshadow, I'm just patting that concealer in. And to set all that, I'm going to use my MAC Cosmetics and Patrick Starrr setting powder. I'm just going to set my under eye areas with that. My nose and my forehead. And I've been having an issue with my contour and like bronzing recently, and everything's wanting to stick to my jawline and not blend out. So I'm going to take some of that powder and set right along my jawline to make it a little bit easier for that contour powder to blend out. I'm wanting to use a cream highlighter, so I'm avoiding the tops of my cheekbones so I can put a cream down. And for my contour, I'm going to use my Kat Von D contour palette in the shades Sombre and Shadow Play. I'm just going to carve out my cheekbones. I'm very happy to say that after a brief disappearance in 2017, my cheekbones are making an appearance again in 2018. It's very exciting. And I'm just buffing over the edge of that just to make it a little bit softer. Putting that powder down before my contour made such a difference because the past couple times I put my contour on, it's just stuck to my cheekbones. It's been so annoying because it just looks so patchy and gross, and yeah, that was a good choice. The powder was a really good choice. And for highlight, I'm going to use the NYX Cosmetics Away We Glow Crystal Glare Liquid Highlight. And with my finger, I'm just patting that on the tops of my cheekbones. And I'm being as careful as I can to not pick up my foundation when I'm patting this on. And to top that off, I'm going to use the NYX Cosmetics Love You So Mochi Highlighting Trio, and I'm going to use this icy shade right here. When I saw this Love You So Mochi collection, I really wanted to love the eyeshadows, but I just can't get into it. They're the same texture as this. It's super bouncy and fluffy, It kind of reminds me of the ColourPop Super Shock shadow texture. But for me, the Love You So Mochi shadows really creased badly on my eyes. If you have a lot more lid space, it might work for you a lot better. But for me, like, I would blink and that eyeshadow would be creased. So that was a little bit disappointing. But if you have a little bit more space to work with, I think it'll work for your eyes. For me, the formula just was not good for hooded eyes. And for blush, I'm going to use my Anastasia Beverly Hills Radiant Blush Kit, and I'm going to use this shade right here called Breeze. I'm going to play it super low key with my lip gloss today, and I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty Gloss. This is such a pretty universal gloss, and it's not going to detract from my eye look, but it's still going to have a nice peachy kind of color to it. Alright guys, and this is the finished look. I am so excited that after a month and a half of trying, I finally got this done. Blue eyeshadows are such a pain in the butt to work with, and I'm the kind of person where I have to tell myself to slow down and just take a breath, and it's all gonna be fine. This look was definitely a bit of a labor of love, but I'm super excited with how it turned out. I think NYX did a really good job with the In Your Element palettes. I know I'm so late to the game to be able to review these. I think I have all of them, I'm not 100% sure. But these are some of my favorite shadows that NYX has come out with to date. And I'm planning on doing another look with one of the other palettes. I really want to do a look with the Fire palette. Even if they're not on sale anymore, they're just something I kind of want to do. So keep an eye out for that. If you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe and let me know down below what you want to see. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all later.